Folks, I'm Kyle Lamb with Viking Tactics, and this VTAC-15 from Christensen Arms, this is a project we've been working on for quite some time, and we're really happy now. We got the guns on the range, we've been shooting them. The prototypes were awesome, and now we actually have the first production run guns out in the street, and they're doing great. This is one of the latest off the press, and I wanted to talk you through this so you know all the great features of the VTAC-15 from Christensen Arms. First of all is the weight. This rifle has a carbon wrapped barrel, comes in at 5.5 pounds. If you go with the straight up steel barrel with fluting, you're going to be in at 5.3 pounds. That's kind of unheard of in the 5.56 market to have a rifle that's that light. We strapped a few optics on here to be able to see the target. It's going to bring the weight up a little bit, but it's still going to have that really lightweight feel that we've been looking for. To get that lightweight, these guys have done all kinds of crazy stuff. The way they've milled the lower receiver, milled the upper receiver, even the bottom of the brass deflector has been hollowed out, making this as light as possible. They've added the carbon wrapped barrel, and if you're not familiar with the carbon wrapped barrel, what it does is it starts out stiff and it stays stiff. As it heats up, it doesn't start to droop like you get with a standard steel barrel. So we really like that feature. Now the carbon in the past has kind of been known to increase the heat of the barrel, and what it really does is it actually wicks that heat away from the metal portion of the barrel so it can get away from the barrel. So you can actually get as much if not more barrel life from one of these carbon wrapped barrels. That being said, these carbon wrapped barrels and the steel barrels that they're putting in these rifles are both guaranteed for 1 MOA. Their bolt guns are guaranteed for half minute of angle, and these are guaranteed for 1 MOA. I've actually been able to get down to 0.4, and on the machine even down into the 0.3s with some of these barrels that we're shooting in these lightweight ARs. Kind of unheard of. Okay, the other things that we have here, starting at the back of the weapon, we have a Bravo Company lightweight buttstock. It's collapsible. It's probably the strongest on the market for the weight that it comes in at. Super good features there. We've got the VTAC trigger inside this rifle. We have a flat trigger and a curved trigger for you to choose from. We've also added a 45-degree safety, so you don't have to throw the safety a full 90, it's just a 45. This takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's really a more efficient system. The trigger's going to come in at between 3.5 and 4 pounds. Once you've oiled it up and shot it quite a bit, most of mine are coming in about 3 3/4 pounds. The bolt carrier has a special finish to keep it super slick. We've actually used a mil-spec bolt carrier for a couple reasons. One is for reliability, and two, it's very, very lightweight. The military does some things right, so we followed their lead. Also have the nice Christensen Arms logo there, have a VTAC logo on the front, and then of course the dagger there. You can see Old Glory waving proudly on the side of this rifle because it is made in the USA. Up front, we have a carbon fiber M-LOK rail. It's also going to be available in key mod, but right now, all of those that they're pumping out of the factory come with the M-LOK rail, which is a super robust system. To make sure that this thing was super bomber, what we did was we tried to replicate the top free float tubes on the market that are made of aluminum that are lightweight. What we've been able to do is this tube is actually stronger and lighter. If you tweak this tube, you'll hear it creaking and cracking, and then you release your vertical grip, it'll come back to 90. If we do that with a cheater bar on the aluminum tubes, it'll stay right where it's at. We can actually break those tubes faster than we can break this carbon tube. Okay, if we get down to the barrel, we've got a carbon wrapped barrel. We have a 5.56 chamber, so this gun is going to gobble up pretty much any 223 and 5.56 military grade ammo that you have laying around. They work great. If you want to get the kind of accuracy that we've talked about, you definitely need to use match ammunition or hand loads. Most of the really tight groups that I've gotten have been with hand loads, and then some of Hornady's match ammunition. All right, the other thing that we've done on the barrel is the gas block. The gas block, that's a notorious place to get gas leaks, to have issues, to have gas blocks coming loose. So a couple things that they've done differently than others out there, they've kind of got a 3 triple check system that they follow to put on this gas block. First of all, they've heated it up, they put it on, and they let it set in place. Pretty much like you would install a wheel on a train car. If you look at a train car, you've got an axle, you've got the wheels, and they are connected. There's nothing other than that heat holding those in place. Now to make sure that that didn't fail, we've also got 2 set screws from the bottom, and those are there because you may want to put this gas block on something else that isn't quite that tight of a fit. And then just to make absolutely positively sure, when it's put in place, there's a hole drilled, a crossed hole, and there's a taper pin driven in. Now that's a triple check system that we wanted because we want this thing to absolutely not fail at any moment. I think you're really going to like this. It's super lightweight. You would think that you would have more recoil with that lightweight, but what we're seeing is not a whole lot more recoil. If you want, you can also put a muzzle brake on there. I've got a flash hider that it comes with right now, but you can add a muzzle brake. Once again, that is the VTAC-15, available from Christensen Arms. You got to check it out. It's super lightweight. If you like to hunt with this, this is a rifle to have. If you're going to carry one all the time, it's still the rifle to have. I'm Kyle M with Viking Tactics.